How are you going to do your time? I ask them that all the time. How are you going to do your time? What are you going to do? Evidently, you deserve to be here. It's not true that all prisoners think they're innocent. That's just not true. That's kind of a myth. Many of them know, especially the ones that come into us. Level 4 guys, some of them will never see the light of day again, ever. Have no appeals, no attorneys. I think I shared with you, one guy told me he had 82 years left. 82 years. What are you going to do with your time? This will be your life. Home will be one of these barracks. If you keep your life clean, you make it down to a 2-yard. If you mess up, they're going to ship you up to a 5-yard. But this is where you'll be. So how are you going to do your time? I always ask. Verse 7 of our passage. That the genuineness of your faith, being much more precious than gold which perishes, that you may be found to praise and honor and glory at the revelation of Jesus Christ. If your faith is the real deal, if indeed you're operating on faith. See, everybody uses faith. Everybody's operating on faith. And some people have more faith than many of us so-called Christians. Do you think it takes faith to strap bombs on yourself and blow yourself up, anticipating that you're doing it for God's service? Yes. Do you think that takes faith to believe that? Mm-hmm. It does. It takes a lot more faith than what is demonstrated a lot of time among those of us who call ourselves Christians. Faith. See, it's the object of your faith that matters. See, the object of our faith is Jesus Christ. He's the object of our faith. We're counting that He's real. That He rose from the dead. If Jesus Christ is still in the tomb, what does Paul say about that? We of all people are most what? Miserable. We of all people. Because we are running around boasting what? Jesus rose from the dead.
That's right.
It's the foundation of the faith. That's why I'm amazed. Don't bring me your religious leader if you can show me his tomb. I don't get that. It's almost like the guy said to Jesus on the cross, well, if you're the Son of God, come down, save yourself and us. If you've got something going on and you die, do you know the most amazing thing that happened when Jesus died? Do you know that if He had not risen, and we talked about this in the new Bible class we started yesterday, if Jesus had not risen, how many of you think that weak sister, and my wife will hate me for this, that weak sister Peter, because remember what he had done? What had he done? He bet on this horse, and they hung him on the cross. And Peter said, I don't know him. I have no, he cussed the little girl out. She came up and said, you were with him. Besides, you've got a Galilean accent. I know you're from Galilee. Peter cussed her out. I don't know the man. Now, what could have changed Peter? Now, I don't know if you know how Passover and Pentecost works, but it's like the Mardi Gras. And if you got a lot of money, you can go for the whole 50 days. So all those Jews that showed up who on Passover were screaming, crucify Jesus, they were still there on Pentecost. They were still there. And remember when Peter denied, he was standing outside of Caiaphas' house. They weren't even interested in Peter. And he could not admit even knowing the man. But do you know, on the day of Pentecost, when Peter stood over that crowd, it was the same people who screamed, crucify him. meeting Jesus? Same people. And what did Peter say to them? Ye men and brethren of Israel, look up here at me. Listen to what I'm going to tell you now. This Jesus whom you crucified, God has raised him and given him a name which is above every name.
Amen.
That at the name of Jesus, every knee will bow and every tongue will confess that he is Lord. And he's the only means of salvation. There's no other name under heaven by which we can be saved other than Jesus of Nazareth. What changed the man? What changed that weak sister? He was so distraught over his shame that when Jesus rose from the dead, what did he tell Mary to do? Go tell my brethren and Peter, I go before them into Galilee. Something changed the man. The genuineness of your faith is what we're talking about. It says it's more to be desired, David puts it this way, than gold. I love that commercial. Now, I hope those of you who watch TV have seen it. So I ask you, what's in your safe? What's in your safe? Gold which perishes in the fire? Or faith which is imperishable? What's in your safe? At the end of the verse, meaning verse 7, may be found the praise and honor. This is where we saying greatly blessed. May be found praise and honor and glory at the revelation of Jesus Christ. That's where the great blessing will come in. Our precious faith will produce. I remember Chuck talking about crowns. There's a crown that everybody wants. There's two things everybody wants in Christendom. One of them is to hear Jesus say, well done. The crown of well done, good and faithful servant. Everybody wants that. And everybody wants to go to heaven, and nobody wants to go today. Nobody wants to go today. We got plans. Got to go to San Diego. Got a Disney pass. Got a Disney pass. Need to borrow one of the Bill. I know Bill and Cheryl uses it, but Scott, can you have 3 of those little things that gets me on the track passes or whatever the thing is called, fast track? I need one of those. When I go to Southern California with Bill, see again, when I'm with Bill, man, we cruising. It's Scott's. Man, it's so great to be over there looking at all that traffic backed up. And we just be whizzing by. I love that. I got to get me one of those things.
That's right.
Okay. We're looking for well done. Verse 8 of our passage, 1 Peter. Whom having not seen, you love. How is that possible? What about Jesus causes you to love some first century Jew who died that you have no clue, very little information about? Historians in the book, there's some historical accounts, Josephus and some of the other great historians, but for the most part, you got a Bible. How do you know it's true?
What Colleen said.
Faith. We operate on faith. And you're staking your life. That's what faith is. We love him. And love doesn't mean that's how we feel. Now, some of us love him because we feel close to Jesus. But here, when the Bible talks about love, it's talking about being occupied with the things of Jesus. I'm busy doing Jesus stuff. That's what love is.